Many of the zips are very similar to setup, but there's always a possibility of making a mistake, and then you have to do a fallback. But Quickman actually has 2 zips. And the second zip, if you overzip, then you soft lock and you have to reset the game and password back in. That's no fun.
Yeah, for sure. And it looks like we are off. So looks like they got a little 6-second difference in start time. So just keep that in mind. If they're synced up, there will be it's not a true sync, but yeah, it's still fine. But yeah, we are off on the first stage is Flashman. Pretty much everyone does Flashman first. I don't think there's been a few people I've seen that haven't, just because they do their own kind of personal route. But yeah, Flashman is the agreed kind of easiest route. Just with Buster's fine. There's no kind of item shenanigans we can do because we don't have items yet. So
right, what we're trying to do right now is get the items as quickly as possible. And so the first 3 stages, you'll see the runners go to. Some runners, some newer runners like myself go Flash, Air, Heat. You'll see both of these runners go Flash, Heat, Air. But either way, those are the 3 Robot Masters that give you the 3 items. And you need the items so that you can zip into the ceiling and clear screens very quickly. The other thing we can talk about in Flash is you might have noticed a lot of little jumps. And you might have wondered, why are they doing those little jumps instead of just walking off the edges? And so the reason they're doing that is because every time you bop your head on the ceiling, you instantly like max out your falling acceleration. And so throughout the run, whenever they reach a low ceiling, they'll bop their head into it so they can fall really fast. Okay, here's Flashman.
Yep, we're trying to finish him off with our Buster here before he gets his time stopper off. That was fast. That was fast. We did not get to see the time stopper there at all, which is great.
Okay, that was pretty good too.
That was pretty good.
You can tell you can tell a lot about a runner by their Flash fight. So, like a lot of people, I got into this game in normal mode. And the difference between normal mode and difficult mode, which is what both runners are playing here, is every enemy takes double damage in difficult mode. And so Flash Fight's really easy. In normal mode, he never even gets to you. And at GDQ, I had the privilege of watching no less a personage than Yoka practicing the Flash Fight over and over and over again in the practice room, and I was like, that's an easy fight. Why is he practicing this fight? And then I got into difficult and my eyes were opened.
Yeah, it's a whole different world. Yeah, it's definitely, and you know, like you said, with the 8 shots, it's so simple, and not simple, but it's just, you can get them in a flash, and a flash is out. But yeah, we are off the Heatman now, and this is where we will see some of those interesting, tricky stuff we do, right?
Yes. So that little throw of the item 3 right there, Llama's coming up on it right now. It looks really easy. It's actually really hard, and you see Llama actually misses it.
That's the fadeaway.
Yeah, that's a great way to describe it. So here's our first zip from Fasta, and what he's doing is he's getting pushed into the ceiling, and then once you're in the ceiling, you press A, and then between 4 and I believe it's 7 frames later, you have to press left. And if you press left after A, 4 to 7 frames after pressing A, you will zip very quickly through the ceiling as the game tries to eject you out of a place you're not supposed to be.
And it sounds like you can just do it, right? It's so simple. But I tried it myself, and it's not just like, you can't just follow the instruction manual that clearly. It's there's some magic in there, and so definitely take some practice for sure. Yeah,
and your first zip, I first did the item zips at GDQ, so that was just a few months ago, and now I'm doing them more or less consistently. It doesn't take very long to learn. It doesn't take very long to do them more or less consistently, but to do every one in a run, and then to do every one with an optimal fast setup in a run, that takes, like, how long has Cypher been running this game? 7 years?
8 years or 7 years, yeah. And as he reigns supreme with the world record as we speak. So here we're off an Heatman boss, which is, you see this guy's kind of doing a little dance with Heatman, and he can choose to show his muscles and fire skills for 30 frames, 60 frames, or 90 frames at his discretion. So obviously we're hoping for 30 frames as much as possible. And looks like Fantastic's going to finish with the okay Heatman. Llamapals definitely caught up a little bit here.
Yeah, these guys have some great dance moves. Wow. But I guess due to Heat RNG, they are pretty much synced now. Also, it sounded like you just called Fasta Fantastic, which would be a great nickname for him.
Yeah, I actually did.
Because he is fantastic. I was checking out the leaderboards before this race, and just give me 10 seconds to recite this litany here. These are Fasta's ranks for Mega Man 1 through 6. Mega Man number 8, Mega Man 2 difficult number 8, Mega Man 2 normal number 3. Mega Man 3, of course, he's the world record holder. Mega Man 4, number 2. Mega Man 5, number 4. And Mega Man 6, number 5.
Wow.
But
Quite the resume.
but Llama has extremely competitive times in 5 of the 6 Mega Man 2 categories. So Fast does the polymath, he plays all the games. Llama plays one game really, really well. And he knows all the backups because he runs zipless, he runs buster only. So if anything goes bad, Llama's prepared.
Yeah, this is, and then that's crazy. Fasta. I want to keep calling him fantastic now, but I'll try to hold off. Fasta. That's just crazy. I mean, it shows that the skills kind of, obviously Mega Man's games are pretty similar, so the skills kind of, you can make sense they transfer, but there's still so much to learn of each game. It's crazy to be that good at so many.
Llama takes a spell, going for what we call fast air, which is fast, but also carries a high risk of death.
Yeah, this is a stage that's okay. Sorry.
Looks like he can't make this jump, but he's actually taking an intentional game over now to get his items back. And not only to get his item 1 back, but also you have to plan ahead. So anybody watching these races may have noticed that a lot of runners get to the last stages with 0 lives. And that's because you're taking an intentional death to do a zip in Woodman stage, and you're taking another intentional death to do a zip in Clashman stage. So if you die before then, and you're standing right at the edge of a pit, you might intentionally game over.
Yeah, like he got it. He looks like he's doing great this time, and yeah, he pulled off the best airband movement there. That's just insanely difficult stage. In my experience of commentating this tournament, that's taken the most lives so far. This stage where people go for that fast air.
And that's why newer runners go to Heatman first, and then they go to air. But if you want to be top dog, then you're going air first and air second, and you're doing fast air.
Yeah. Second attempt was beautiful. So it's not even that big a deal. Don't get too down for Llama here. He's behind, but he's still not. It's not you can definitely recover from that for sure.
Yep. Again, that's the challenge of this game. It's not doing any individual thing. Although, there are 5 things in this game that I'm not going to be able to say they're hard because I've never even tried them. But people tell me they're super hard. Fast air is one of those things. But most of the things in this game, they're not. You can do them, but to do every one of them in one run is very challenging.
Yeah. And we have the luxury of seeing 2 runners that will try everything in this run. Ooh, nice.
Wow, Llama getting a lot of shots in there before Airman started dancing. He would have been okay. I actually had occasion to measure all the damages of the stuff in Airman stage today. The tornadoes do 4 damage, Airman himself does 8 damage, so he would have been all right.
How about, since you're a runner here, you can tell us, what are the differences in the stage that Fasta's doing here? What are the differences from the first screen zip and the second screen zip? Because the first screen zip is a little bit faster, right?
So you remember those 5 things I was telling you about that?
Yes, I do.
That I've never tried. So another one of those is called Biggie, and that's when you try to do the first screen zip on Clashman stage instead of the extremely free second screen zip. And again, that's a thing where I've just watched, Zoda or Cypher lose run after run to Biggie, and it just scared me off. Now, it should be noted, they're not only trying to get the zip, they're trying to get it in the most optimal way possible. So it might not be that bad, but I know it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
And did you notice, did Llama go for the second screen zip instead?
Yeah, he did second screen, yeah.
Okay. Smart.
Faster here.
Especially with that death, now he has to play fast, but he really doesn't want to lose a lot more time. And then if Fasta has some trouble later on, I think there's this one stage in Wily Castle that causes a lot of trouble. If Fasta runs into some trouble later on, then Llama can catch up.
Yeah, there's no real big, okay, do this incredibly difficult trick and you can catch up. So it might be smart for Llama, as we see here, just to be the consistent steady Eddie here. And then if Fantastic makes a big mistake, he can catch up.
Shout out to Eddie.
Definitely shout out to Eddie. That's for all the GDQ fans out there. If you watched the Mega Man relay from the last GDQ, Cypher did the exact thing. He just did the steady strats, and he started in 4th, and then all of a sudden he was 1st because other people had issues. So that's just some way to go about it.
Yeah, and that's a philosophical shift that you have to adopt as a runner going into races. In the race between Cypher and Mazzy earlier today, Yoka and whoever he was co-commentating with, sorry, mentioned that Cypher used to just go all out in every race, which cost him sometimes. But when he was preparing for GDQ, he really scaled it back a little bit. Okay, so Fasta running into his first mistake here, and he repeats it, and I can just hear his Fasta voice going, right now, you know, because Fasta plays under a very high intensity at all times. Yeah, I'm sure he's a little bit tilted right now, and so the next setup requires 2 item 1s. The next zip setup requires 2 item 1s. He has exactly 2 item 1s. So he can't have any of those shenanigans with the next one, or he's just going to have to walk. And like you said, you know, walking loses maybe 10 seconds. So if he has to walk, it's not the end of the world.
Walk of shame, though, so you know, do a swag here.
He wants to take the zip bus.
Yeah, let's see if Llama can get it here for the first try, and looks like he's good, and he gets it so far, and nice.
Man. Just as I was about to say, well, the second zip's a lot easier to set up, actually. Oh my goodness, so Fasta fails the zip, runs out of item 1, and then gets wrecked by that walker. And so he's going to go into the quick fight with pretty low health, but it's okay because he has Clash Bomb, and it will go pretty quickly. Fasta's going to be okay.
Yep, so a little bit of time saved there by Llama here, so let's see how fast Fasta can take care of it.
Oh, no, he's not going to be okay.
Oh, okay.
So with Clash Ban, you just want to chuck the bomb right at him because then it despawns immediately. But if you attach it to something... Whoa! Nice B trigger zip from Llama. Say more about that in a moment. But if you just throw the bomb at the wall, and you can see he's out of bomb now for the second attack, then you have to wait for it to explode, which can be fun because it can do multiple damage on one bomb, but it's slow.
Or you have to do the big dance of trying to pull him close to it and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You got to manipulate him, which means putting yourself in the line of his attack. And just like that, we're almost synced. What Llama did there was he did what's called a B trigger zip through the ceiling instead of an A trigger zip. And so you saw he went a little bit, but he didn't get the full zip. And I think what probably happened was he threw item 1 a little low. Because you can do a B trigger zip before you're fully in the ceiling. So I think he probably saw it was about to despawn, and so he did the B trigger zip instead. It cost him some distance, but at least he got the zip. And hey, if you do the B trigger zip there, you don't have to worry about soft locking.
There you go. And lucky for us, they're both through Middleman stage here for Middleman stage here next. We can kind of see their progress here and see how they are in relation with each other here.
Man, so being a metal stage makes me realize for the first time how much I appreciate the fact that the Speed Gaming Restream now has audio. You know, back in the Mega Man 3 tournament, we didn't have audio on the commentator Restream, and man, I love Metal Man song.
Let's see if both runners, how much swag they do on this item too. And Fasta doing a little bit of dancing. Llama, he's being conservative. He's saying, I don't want to mess around. I got the lead here. It's not losing.
Yep, and you see Fasta lands on the right side of the spring, Llama lands on the left side. Very, very finicky things you have to do to figure out which side you're going to land on. Hey, that's my name. That's pretty cool. Okay. So, you want to talk about Metal Man? Have you learned how he works?
Is there much to talk about? You got to don't go more than halfway through the stage, and he'll kind of stay in place and be an obedient Metal Man, right? And you can hit with the boomerangs. Not much more to it, is there?
Absolutely. Don't cross the middle of the screen. But the other thing people might not know is he responds to B presses. So if you're holding B when the fight starts, he won't move. If you wait to press B after the fight starts, like after his health bar fills up, then he'll start jumping around.
Interesting.
So it's helpful that his weakness is an auto fire. So you can just hold down B. You're good. So Fasta does this cool thing where he throws item 2 and then runs and jumps on it.
It's just for swag, right?
Come on. Llama's doing the same thing. Like, I'm pretty sure it's not just for swag, but I can't articulate. Okay, next screen is huge. Let's see what they're going to do. Okay, yeah, Fasta's going for dog scrolls. This is another one of those 5 things. Because you have to... okay, Llama... So Llama, meanwhile, is going for the other thing, which is still tricky. You have to zip through that little low ceiling to have enough time to get past these dogs. You can see that third dog was on the way. But Fasta going for a much harder strat called dog scrolls. And the trick is you have to turn around at the very end of every screen, or you end up in no man's land, I think. So, great work by Fasta, great work by Llama, and now...
It looked like there wasn't that much of a time difference in those two strats, but how much is there a significant difference in seconds there for each strat?
Somebody in the chat can probably tell us that. That's beyond my knowledge.
It looks like they were pretty similar, but yeah, this is the stage where I say you just let it happen. You gotta let the magic happen. There's magic behind the scenes right now, and just, hey, it's over. Then they're to the boss.
So I've got good news for anybody in chat who wants to learn good wood, as this is called. This weird thing where you're actually on a different screen than it looks like you are. It's not that hard. It took me an hour and a half to get it the first time. And like, you can not play the game for a week and remember it. It's not nearly as scary as it looks, and it's so fun.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely give that a try. Hit up Duckfist's tutorial on YouTube and definitely learn some good wood.
It's like setting up like a million dominoes and then watching them all fall down. You're like, yeah, that was worth it. All the like setting up and knowing it's awesome. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! So
stage,
I had the privilege of attending GDQ this January, like I said earlier, and one of the coolest things of being, and there were so many cool things of being in that relay race, being in the audience, but we got to watch double bubble, or actually I guess quadruple bubble, with no bitrate degradation because it was a live video stream.
Yeah. That's got to be first in the world, maybe. First time in the world, maybe.
It was beautiful.
So yeah, we are getting the beautiful bubble here.
Oh, wow. So Fast is setting up an extremely difficult item 1 setup there. If you... Actually, maybe... I'm going to stop talking. I might have not seen it right.
It's a tough jump. Yeah, you got to use the water. You got to jump up there with the water this time instead of just normal.
Yeah, you want to drop item 1 while you're falling. If you land and then try to set it up, for some reason it's way harder. I think they probably both dropped it when they were falling. I know Llama did.
Yep.
And those fish are kind of hard to kill too. They take 6 hits, and you have to hit them right in their stem.
Stem? That's it. Oh, the light thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
The fishing pole.
The fishing pole. Yeah.
Or Bubble Man, Mr. Bubbles. Mr. Bubbles here, taking out with the metal blades.
Yeah, bubble fight is so easy, as long as you have 3 health or more.
He could choose to throw 3 bubbles, 2 bubbles, or 1 bubble, and he's giving Llama 3 here.
Also, Llama played that very strangely. I'll have to ask him about that later. Yeah, that's all I'll say about that. I'm not quite smart enough to say anymore. I might reveal my ignorance if I say any more.
So we are both off to eyebrow time. It is time for the Wily stages. And yeah, this is what separates the men from the boys, right? This is where it gets hot, and heavy, difficult. And
choices to make.
We'll see what happens.
And you know, y'all have been enjoying these horizontal zips. Well, we're about to have some vertical zips in Wily 1.
And so maybe you can talk about... Go ahead.
Fasta has 0 lives. I just noticed that.
Oh yeah, something to think about for sure. And maybe you can talk about this zip, this thing Fasta's doing with this bird here, like, to get rid of some of this toothpaste.
Gosh. Yeah, thanks for asking about that, actually. It looks like the runners are about, like, I was going to keep, like, they're less than 20 seconds apart, let's say that. So, right, so that third toothpaste, if you've ever tried to jump over that third toothpaste and gotten hit, what's happening is this elaborate setup with the item 2 that causes that third toothpaste to despawn. So for Llama, you see there, it despawned right there. Don't try this at home if you're not doing the item 2 setup. It can't be done. So it's not that you're doing anything wrong, except you're doing an item 1 setup, which is what a newer runner would do instead of an item 2 setup. So yeah, Fasta got a vertical zip. Llama's setting up now. Fasta's doing another vertical zip here. And basically you just get pushed to a certain height on the screen, and then you hit the A button a few times and press up and left, and you get to skip a whole screen.
And it's Dragon time for Fasta. Dragon has taken a lot of lives the last 2 weeks here as well, so let's see if he can do it successfully.
Got to take a few judges' points away from Fasta for not playing his quick boomerang in time with the song.
The thing is with Dragon, though, if you do it correctly, it looks so easy, right? It's like, oh, that's simple, but it's not like that, yeah.
Right. Ooh, Dragon came close, tried to give Fasta a kiss. Yeah, it's not that simple, and here's there's two crazy things. So these blocks in Dragonland have a little bit of ice physics. I want to say that might be a lie, but it certainly feels like it. But also because the dragon sprite is so big, there's a ton of lag. And the way this game works is, if you get knocked back during lag, you actually get knocked back further. Oh, jeez, what in the world? It was almost capture. We thought Magic capture was ridiculous.
That was an epic fight. It's thunder or something was there in the background.
Yeah, but both of these runners going low, and which is risky, and both of them just mashing so fast that the dragon doesn't even get a chance to shoot any fire. I mean, you can see how fast is a Mega Man 3 world record holder, and you can see how Llama is the former Mega Man 2 normal Buster only former world record holder. You know, good mashing skills.
For sure. And here we get to see our use of Woodman. A Woodman's a weapon here. The only time we get to see it, so take note of that.
And I'll bet Fasta doesn't pick up any. Okay, he picks up one drop. But yeah, you're throwing the shield at specific times. Oh my gosh! So that you don't get the drops, so that the drops end up in the floor.
Llama had trouble with that zip, and is paying for it here with has to go the normal route now, right?
Right now he's going to throw. Well, he doesn't have item 2 because. So the question is, what is the normal route here?
Oh, true.
He just has to try and set up the zip again because he used his item 2 in Wily 1.
You're right.
So that's the thing about Wily stages, and this will be familiar to anyone who's played a Mega Man game. Your weapon energy doesn't refill from stage to stage, so if you choose to use item 2 in Wily 1, you're not going to have it for Wily 2.
That's taking care of Pico Pico here, which is pretty much the easiest boss of the game, maybe?
I mean, I have issues because I've spent some time in Mega Man, Rockman 2, the Buster only, where you have to hit him with 3 Buster shots. And the difference between jumping up and throwing 3 Buster shots and throwing 2 Buster shots, which is the normal, is like 500 times harder. So I definitely have issues with this boss. He does 8 damage if he hits you, but you're absolutely right. In the category that we are currently commentating, it's not that bad.
So Fasta here, fantastic. Moving to the Wily 3, which is kind of the, the calm before the storm, maybe. The kind of just don't get hit by spike stage, I like to call it. Pretty much take it easy stage for sure, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, and if you can handle the action in this stage, that'll be great, because chat is complaining that we're not noticing it. So let me catch up a little bit and see if there's anything that we need to address.
I'm definitely in here. I haven't seen anything interesting, guys. You made me miss the fish. Was there any fish? Was there any fish over there? That's the more important thing. I missed the fish. Was there 1 or 2 fish? Oh, guys, just kidding, guys. Llama-pals in the chat here said, well, that sucked. But you still pulled it out well, Llama. I see you in there now, chat.
I think they might be talking about this. The fact that the runners aren't updated.
Oh, there we go. That's it. Trinomi says is there 1 fish? Okay, Fasta here. Moving on to Guts Tank. Let's see how many jumps it takes, right? 2 jumps is miracle, God tier. 3 jumps is awesome. 4 jumps is good.
3 jumps, all right. Yeah, and that's actually really important because Llama's stream is so great. If you can catch him, I mean, a lot of time he's streaming at 3 in the morning, and a lot of his stuff he does offline. But Llama's stream is such a cool place to be. And when he disappeared for a while and got locked out of his old account, he lost all those followers. So definitely, please, from the bottom of my heart, go give llamapals a follow, because he's an awesome dude and he's really good at Mega Man 2.
For sure. Yep, I think another important update. I think both our runners got 1 fish, which is extremely important. So.
Oh yeah, see, exactly. That's why I asked you to keep your eyes on the race while I was reading chat, because
yeah,
we needed to have that information.
So let's see how many
jumps. I'm calling 3 jumps.
Let's see. Shoots a little bit early there.
Nope. Llama should have used my patented setup. So the challenge with Dozer or Tank, I don't call him Guts Tank anymore because I used to race this game in weekly zipless races, and I kept hearing Guts Stank. And I didn't like the sound of that, so I started calling him the Guts Dozer. But yeah, there's 2 challenges because you try and jump up on him, but you can't jump up on him for a while because it takes a while for that platform to form in his belly. and then you jump up and try to shoot him, but you have to wait on that too, because it takes a while for his hitbox to form. All right, here we go. Fastlick's gonna try to get to the gate, and yeah, he's gonna wiggle here so he doesn't overzip, because if he overzips, then he has to take an intentional death. And now he's gonna try to land right there. Yep.
Perfect. Yeah, this is another stage I think you need to explain the magic.
So there's a double hit. He kills both the wall and the guy with one bomb. Takes out two guys the way that you or I would have done as kids. Then he takes out both of these walls with one bomb, and then, well, okay.
Yeah, that's
here's the upshot. You tell me the upshot, ATL. Or ALT, excuse me. What has he accomplished here? What's the most important thing he's accomplished here?
He's accomplished saving 2 bombs, which is key here, because when you get to Wily, hey, a bomb can take care of one part of the whole fight. You know, so you have 2 parts of the fight. You have 2 bombs. Hey, what do you know? You're out, right?
Right. It's beautiful.
But I think we're skipping something huge there, right? So how did he manage to run into a thing on the wall there and kill it without shooting it? Kind of precise.
So there's this thing called damage transfer, where you can transfer the damage you are taking to one of the turrets. There are 2 damage transfer opportunities, and they did the one I don't understand. I do a different one with the 2 turrets on the right. But yeah, you basically kill the turret with your body instead of with your bomb. You get to feel like a robot master for a few seconds.
So we'll see. Faster here is already on the refights here. Is going well so far.
Yeah, Fastest might do that damage transfer setup I was talking about. In fact, he needs to. Oh my gosh, because this is his last bomb.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Got it. My man.
Yeah, that's my setup. That's my setup. Speaking of people who disappear for a while, Twilight Speedruns taught that to me. He talked to me on a Discord call and talked me through it. So thank you, Twilight, and I hope you're doing well. He was supposed to be in this tournament, and he dropped for reasons. But yeah, hope you're doing well, Twilight.
So Llama here starting the refights, and now it pretty much is Fastest race to lose, match to lose, for sure. Race to lose, I should say. So let's see unless he has a huge hiccup, which I don't envision can happen now. Should be Fastest to keep the game out one way.
Yeah. You can see, we can just talk about how awful this quick man fight is. Not Llama's fight specifically, but the fact that you have to fight him with Buster because you've already used all your clash bombs. Or you've used all but 2 and you're saving them for right here, which you just saw Fasta do. You can see how fast that machine fight is when you have the bombs.
Yeah, one thing that'd be interesting to know is, did the developers of the game, they knew you should have 0. You probably would have 0 clash, right? If you didn't die in the refights, which I guess maybe they wouldn't have guessed you can't die.
Right.
Did they program that in there? So okay, if you still have that, you get a 1-hit kill on those things. That'd be interesting to know that.
Yeah, it's almost like they were rewarding you for being creative, or rewarding you for dying and refilling your stuff.
So here's one of the fastest did the left-facing zip. Can you talk about that? Why does the left-facing zip? Is it different than a right-facing zip? Because I know there's not so many. There's only 2 left-facing zips, I think, right?
Well, let's watch this alien fight.
Exactly. Bubble time, boys.
Bubble time. It's his only weakness. You can't do any damage with Buster. And Fasta gets a 28-27. Didn't even get to say very much about the alien.
Nope.
And to anybody who misinterpreted that was me again covering up my lack of knowledge on some of the finer points of the advanced speedrun. It wasn't me saying that it was an unimportant question. It was a very interesting question about these left-facing zips, right-facing zips. If it was a vertical zip, okay, if it was a vertical zip, which it is, maybe. No, it's not a vertical zip. Disregard. So Llama has to fight with Metal Blade, which is dicey because I believe these white balls do 8 damage on the second stage, and they're impossible to dodge. Like, I've actually seen a very good runner like restart a run because he would have had to do what Llama just did, which is fight Wily Machine with no E-Tank and no Clash Bombs.
Okay.
But again, because Llama is a Buster-only vet, he knows, kind of how to work that so that you have to not take damage on the first cycle, which is easy to do, and then just jump up and get your 3 shots in on the second cycle, because on the second cycle you're going to take damage unless you're super precise.
Let's see what Llama does here. Just a little practice here for Wiley. No, Alien, I should say. Spoiler. So yeah, just you see the strategy here they always do is since the alien hurts so much, takes so much of your damage if you hit the body or hug the alien as it's called. They take the damage from the shot and then get real close with using their invisibility frames as defense.
That sounds right. Wow, what a good race. What good runners. It's not as close as we'd like to see it because Llama had a couple of very costly deaths. Fasta's only real mistake, and it was a big mistake. He failed the first. You asked me at the beginning of the race, what's the hardest 8 robo stage, and I told you Quickman stage. And there Fasta failed that first zip setup 3 times, 4 times,
something like that. Yeah. So we shall see what happens. Obviously, both runners have stuff they want to get better in the next run, and if they didn't make the mistakes they made the first round, it could went way differently. So we shall see what happens.
Oh. Yep.
Shout outs to Tom Pom.
Pom Pom.
Shout outs to Yuki-chan's Papa.
Pom Pom. Dong sad. Okay. So I'm supposed to start a rematch.
You start a rematch.
I'm supposed to start a rematch. I've never done this before. But I'll figure it out.
Well, he'll figure it out, guys. Behind the scenes, he's doing some stuff. There's a lot of moving parts out here in this broadcast booth. But yeah, good race. Shout outs to Takeo Morimoto. Just yelling at people in the credits here. Shout outs to people in the chat, you guys. You guys are awesome being here watching this awesome race. Shout outs to Fishman, by the way. So here's a good chance to ask for this next round, game 2. How many fish do you think we're going to see? There's a possibility of 4 fish. Now 4 is the most likely. 0 is the least lucky. But you can guess as many as you think is going to be there in this next game too. I'm going to go with 3. I'm going to go with 3 myself. But yeah, that's up to you. It's very important to the outcome of the race. Misha says 3 fish. Thanks for taking part in our fish. Kyle here will give you a prize if you win, actually. So I'm not sure what, but Kyle Precise has agreed to give a prize to the people that have correctly guessed the number of fish. And as you can tell, he's not here to agree or disagree with this, so let's just keep it going. Let's tell him about it later. He doesn't need to know about it. But yeah, we are. See, there's a little delay in when we start our next game here. Let's see. So 2 for Llama, 1 for Fast. Oh, I like the detailed guess. Now that takes some real it's a word I can say here that's not what I want to say. Some real gumption there to choose the exact number of fish for each runner. That's always the good way to go for sure, though. So I should look at what's coming up after us. That's a good thing to talk about. After us is actually going to be, and on the other channels here, because obviously you're going to stay here and watch this awesome race, game 2, potentially the final race. But after that, you're going to want something to do, right? So let me tell you what you can do. That also is on the Speed Gaming channels. Let's see the events coming up. So we have. Let's see, we have coming up after us is actually, well, going on right now is A Link to the Past, Key Sanity, which is always fun. Shantae, always fun. We kind of seem to be the last thing of the day, actually, for us. So we are the year finale. We are the thing that's, going to carry you to your fun Saturday night if you're in the East Coast. Sunday afternoon, you're in Japan like me. But yeah, we are your speedrunning nightcap for start of your afternoon for sure. So yeah, stick around. Tomorrow though, let's see what we have tomorrow. There's always stuff going on. That's the crazy thing about Speed Game. Super Mario Brothers Finals is, let's see, we can put it Eastern time, because I can tell you Japan time, but that won't really help most people. So, let's see. 10 a.m. Super Mario Brothers. That'll be good. 11 a.m. we start the real Super Mario Sunshine tournament. We got the Cuphead going on. Super Mario Sunshine is really a great race to watch. There's so many the tricks they pull out with the kind of the water adds such an element to it. Like it does. The Mario 64 has an insane movement itself, but Sunshine adds like another element to it that I think is always interesting to watch for sure. But it looks like you're here. I'm finally back.
You've been doing great, man.
Jeez,
no, I had to set up the race room.
Okay, he's back. So I said you signed up for a prize though for people that guess the right amount of fish. So is that cool? You okay with that?
2 for Llama, 1 for Fasta. No, I'm not going to give a prize for that. I am, however, offering a prize. So I got into a conversation today about whether enemies do more damage in difficult than they do in normal, and I maintain that they don't. But I've heard many people say that they do. So if anybody can give me an example of an enemy that does more damage in difficult than normal, first person that does that, I'll give them $20.
Oh.
So I don't know what price you had in mind for this fish guessing stuff, but
more importantly,
yeah, $20, guys.
$20. So I guess the way to do that would just be break out an emulator here and get the Japanese version, get the normal or easy as it really should be called, Western version, and let enemies hit you, right? And it seems pretty simple to do.
Absolutely, yeah. Just get wrecked all day. And, all right, so here's that head banging I was talking about, jumping into the ceiling so that you fall super fast. There's also a little bit of ice physics in this stage, and it's been explained to me that the reason there are ice physics in Flashman stage. Have you ever heard this explanation?
No, I have not. I'm very interested though.
When Capcom was making this game, they built it on the back of Mega Man 1, and this stage was built on the back of Iceman stage. So they didn't take out the ice physics.
That's an interesting bit of lore there. I mean, I guess they obviously tested the game, so maybe they thought like, well, this just should be here. I don't know why.
Yeah, like it's blue.
So let's. Both runners actually got the blocky cute little jumps there. I love that little thing there. Does it save any time actually when you jump through the blocky blocks?
What? Oh, you mean the third block? Like instead of flipping on it?
You have the little cute little. You knock them over the blocks, and then you go jump through the blocks. Yeah.
Well, what would you do instead? I mean, if you didn't knock him over, how else would you get by?
Well, you take a damage boost, right? So I've seen a lot of people, even in Cypher's world record run, he misses it, but still goes fine.
Right. Yeah. Right. So if anybody's ever only played normal mode, nice flash fights, by the way. If anybody's ever only played normal mode, they've never seen that second phase of the tin can where he throws himself at you.
Oh yeah,
because he dies in one hit.
Yeah.
But in difficult, he throws himself at you, and each of those pieces does 8 damage. So yeah, you can do the damage boost, but then you're going to have less health for flash, which generally isn't a problem, but especially in a race, could be a problem. So it's also possible to take a different route that puts you out on the right side of the tin can, and that costs no more than a second, and you don't have to try and tiptoe. Just a tip for anyone still in the tournament who's having trouble with that guy. There's another way.
Just a tip. So let's see if the runners can pull away this fade away. Let's see how first game they both kind of missed it. Let's see. It's very difficult to do the fade away jump.
Fasta actually, I don't know if it took him a couple tries. Fasta, I saw him do it.
Oh, okay.
Llama definitely did not do it.
Fade away from Fasta. Nails it.
Yep. And Llama's gonna get it this time.
Nailed it. Beautiful. So first hit here for Fasta. Boom. Smooth the silk.
Nice.
The one thing you can see here that Fasta's doing is I've seen a lot of different runners now in this tournament do the kind of the highest level ones. You see the little details, right? So one of the details Fasta's doing here is jumping on the blocks on the right side of the block, and Llama's doing it too. Kind of get the blocks to come a little bit sooner, right? And this is a little tiny optimization, but those kind of things are what the top of the level runners do. So someone like Kyle Precise here, is that something you make sure you do every time, or you're kind of worried about other things?
I go to Airman first and fly item 2 across there.
There you go.
But when I'm doing a different category like Buster Only, I don't do that because it's scary and I might slide off and die. But you're absolutely right. And so Fasta's main game is Mega Man 3. Well, actually, right now his main game is Hollow Knight. But you know, the game he's got the world record in that he loves more than life itself is Mega Man 3, which he's been running since 2014 when he had a spicy 51-minute time. And in Magnet Man stage, you've got the same situation. There's these plateaus you land on, and you want to slide to the edge of the plateau immediately to make the blocks start spawning. And so that's what all these Yoku block things are about. They spawn when you're at a certain horizontal position on the screen. And so if you land on the far right, then they're going to spawn. You know, you're going to get to that. You're going to trigger that part of the screen sooner. So very observant there, ALT.
So I'm here for Brett Tuesday says, is that really a fadeaway? And I would say, yes, 100% it is. It's the Mega Man fadeaway, my friend.
I complimented him on that terminology earlier, so I feel committed.
So we are now. Oh yeah, another one gotta get you on board with. You know the time. You know, everyone knows the time stopper, right? Time stopper, the weapon that Flashman gives out.
Wait. Were you the commentator the other night that said let's call it the Dazzler?
The Dazzler, and yes, I'm gonna stick with it. The V-Dazzler is a real thing, and it's sticking. Kyle Precise is on board, I know. Airman stage here, guys. This is a big one. Our runs are very close right now. We'll see if it takes another soul as it did in the first game.
Okay.
Mama with the Bedazzler strats.
Yeah, so if you wanna see something cool, watch Llama run Zipless sometime, and he will be doing what he calls all-do jumps, named after former world record holder of Zipless, Aldoaco. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. All-do. Where you just tiptoe around the horns. It's so beautiful to watch.
Yeah, those jumps are just insane. I love watching those. Now here's another another bird shenanigans here. If you watch Llamas, right? Oh no, that's the next screen, right? Where you can kind of get one of those blower guys to go away if you keep the bird with you or something. Kyle Precise, you can help us out with that, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to spell all these names.
So there's it's coming up on fastest screen here. He'll keep this bird on the screen to the bird will kind of take away one of the blowers and he gets it, right?
Right, that's that exact same thing that you were talking about in Wily 1 with the toothpaste despawning. Bring a bird on the screen a certain way and it despawns. In this
Llama,
case, Fanboy.
Llama just barely missed it. I guess if you get there too early, it doesn't happen, right?
Yes. Also, one thing, so this is something I learned from ROM hacks, because in ROM hacks you have to cheese your way through a lot of screens because they're punishingly hard. And I learned that the little frogs that the big frogs shoot out do 1 damage. And as long as there's one little frog on screen, they won't shoot any more little frogs. Well, with the birds, it's a similar situation, but you got to have 2 little birds on screen to keep more birds from showing up.
There you go. That's a fun fact too.
Frogs.
That's a fun fact for sure that I've never heard of, and you can impress people at parties with.
Oh yeah.
You have 2 frogs. No, 1 frog you're fine. 2 birds you're fine. And
yeah, 1 frog, 2 birds in the bush are worth 1 frog in the hand, or something like that.
Exactly.
1 frog in the hole.
Okay, let's change gears. Go to our next stage with fantastic, very very close race though, which is definitely good to see. No airman problems for anybody there.
All right, so. Earlier, ALT was talking about Biggie, and so Fasta's here going for Biggie, which is the first screen zip setup and the setup of champions, and he gets it.
Beautiful.
I think.
Yeah, it's not 100% decided yet, right? Let's just watch it happen, guys. Let it happen. And
you could want any part of that, he initiates his zip from the second screen. All right, good job, Fasta.
Fasta pulls it off with that beautiful boop. And that's how we know you did it.
Yeah. Now, another neat thing that's happening here, you see how high... Jeez, you see how high Fasta just entered that screen on the ladder? Wow. What he's doing there is he's jumping really high so that he's off screen when he grabs the ladder, and then he holds down as he comes into the next screen, and it gives you this boost. You'll see it again here. Well, okay, we didn't see it there. Gives you a little boost that puts you up higher on the ladder.
We should talk about that. We didn't talk about the climb in match 1 and the game 1, but These climbs with these thrown item 3s, like for me when I first saw it, I was like, oh, just throw an item 3 and jump on it.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
definitely not like that because the game wants you to be climbing the ladder. So I saw runners like this for hours. You know,
Yeah, the programmers made this ladder. They want you to climb it and admire
use
the
it,
scenery.
use it. But yeah, I saw runners
so-
practice for hours. I've seen Cypher practice for hours.
Yeah, so where the direction you're facing determines which side it attaches to. As soon as you touch it with your feet, it starts moving down. I mean, if you're standing on it and you jump off it, it starts moving down immediately. The direction you're facing also determines which side of the screen the bird comes from. So there's a lot going on.
The bird is the word, my friends.
Or you
And
can just
fans
take the left side.
So Fasta's about 15 seconds or so ahead, but yeah, definitely that's enough room to come back for sure. One screen or so ahead, maybe. llamapals taking care of it as well. We'll move on to metal. So
All right.
Misha here seems to have confirmed your thinking there.
Well, I mean, it can't be confirmed until you test it on every single enemy in the 2 versions, but you know, it's hard to prove something like that, but I've seen no evidence. And I've run both versions for Buster only.
And the momentous bounty still stands.
Yeah, oh yeah, the
Powerful
bounty still
side, yeah.
stands.
$20 for anyone who can find an enemy that has different damage values in each of the versions. So good luck to you guys out there chasing that one down. Follow your dreams. Chase that down.
Or just say Kyle's right. That'll make me feel good. Okay, back to the worst stage.
Now this used to be cool where you could do lights on, lights off now, but it seems like lights on is the kind of agreed upon best way to do it, Kyle.
Yeah, so lights off. If you don't, so when you're doing that first zip, if you turn around at a couple places, also Fasta's not where he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be in the ceiling, unless he's taking his time and is safe and not soft locking. I didn't see what happened, but yeah, if you don't turn around at a couple of key junctures on that first zip, the lights will be off for the laser section, which I believe saves half a second, maybe 1 second, because you're not having to take time to turn around. But the disadvantage is you're having to do it in the dark.
Ooh, fantastic. Ooh, fantastic to pulls it off.
Yeah, and he died to quick command last time.
A little hairy there, but
I'd forgotten about that. So yeah, quick definitely Fasta's. What do we call something? His white whale, not white whale. His albatross. No, his Achilles heel.
Okay, the bird. There's a bird and 2 frogs or something. Something else. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's his Achilles heel. That's it, right?
His Enkidu. I don't know. His match.
Okay, Blarg Noggers, I keep calling Fasta fantastic. At first it was an accident, but now it's on purpose. So his nickname is fantastic.
He's fast at. Well, that's the great mystery.
Nemesis. Darkwing,
His nemesis.
perfect.
His nemesis.
Darkwing. Shout out to Darkwing in the chat there. For sure.
Yeah.
A man that has commentated many more runs than I have in his history. Darkwing does.
I have had the privilege of commentating with Darkwing, and if you get that opportunity, do not turn it down. You will have a blast.
Awesome. Faster with a little bit of swag there, not too much.
So that second metal zip, I've been told if you do it just right, it saves half a second. So it looked really cool, but it's very easy to mess up, and once you mess it up, you're losing time.
Can you confirm the lore of Fasta's name? fastatcc. What does CC stand for? Someone claims it's Capcom.
So I've been wondering about this, for a couple years. That's how long I've been in the Mega Man community, and I'd never thought of that. Capcom, wow.
We're learning. All of us are learning things tonight, and that's the best thing we can do. Get better, improve ourselves. Cross country, camel combing, change channel, cleaning clocks. I love all these guesses here.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard people say that they heard him say it in chat once, and maybe he said it more than once, unless all you guys were in that one chat. But I kind of don't want to know. I don't want to know. It's better left for mystery.
veil of mystery for sure.
Kind of like I don't want to know how dog scrolls work, because then I might be tempted to try them.
Dog scroll, again, Fasta doing the same thing he did last time, dog scroll. Let's see if Llama does the same bedazzler strat.
Zip to the end of the screen, and then you turn around at the very end of the screen, or you get stuck in no man's land and have to take it down. And Llama is gonna freeze the screen before entering it. If you wait to freeze it, so then he doesn't get the zip, so he's gonna have to kill the last dog with Metal Blade, because he didn't get that little ceiling zip. But for anybody playing this or zipless, make sure you throw flash before you come into the dog screen. Otherwise, you got this big half-formed dog that you can't walk past, frozen, while you wait to run out of flash. It's very, very upsetting. And Prizzy reporting that those scrolls were pretty much perfect. And Prizzy should know. So, remember earlier on when I was saying how Fasta was good at every Mega Man game? Prizzy is the world record holder for Mega Man 1 through 6, like all in one go.
Well,
Fasta's number 2, but if you go by in-game time, because Fasta plays on cart and Prizzy plays on emulator, Fasta's actually world record holder for 1 through 6. So Prizzy and Fasta definitely are positioned to pass judgment on one another's runs.
Awesome. It's nice to have these titans of the Mega Man community.
Titans,
here,
yeah,
for sure.
Titans.
It is awesome to have these people in here. Oh, Prizzy says, hey, I'm not an Emmy anymore, so stop saying lies. How precise.
Sorry, Prizzy.
Yeah, so Llama here, getting a little hung up here, having to go through this stage, not with the ideal way, obviously.
Yeah, what did he...
Exactly.
Oh.
The zip wouldn't go as perfect as he wanted.
Oh, and so then he had to die. Right, so if the zip doesn't work, you have to die. But here's what we're going to get to see. We're going to get to see him jumping over bunnies. Okay, guys.
And spicy chickens. That's
yeah, I know fast as... Yeah, we get to see spicy chickens. Like, so guys, how many chickens is he going to jump? And are we going to see the ground cock?
Four chickens, so 4 spicy
chickens. 4 chickens. Beautiful. It's so hard to jump those last 2 chickens.
Llama say no, Spag.
Thank you,
Keep it
Llama.
up, Llama. Keep it up, Llama. You're doing okay.
Yeah, Llama had told me he's been playing zipless lately, and he said, you know, if the first race goes really badly, then he might just do zipless for the second race, which would have been awesome to see, because he's a master of zipless. But on the other hand, he's still got a chance, so it's good that he's going for all this stuff.
Oh, definitely. And you know, first game he was behind by 40 seconds, maybe. Still got to go for it. So fantastic fingers up with a full stage behind now. Mr. Bubbles time for Llama, and Fantastic moves on to Eyebrows. So I often wonder, like, you know, someone like you kind of obviously good at this game. You can play the game for sure, but you know, you're not trying to go, you're not the world record top 10 or anything like that. So when you are playing a game like this, do you just say this is the agreed upon route, I'm going to try it, or do you the kind of person that says, let me try to see if maybe there's different stages I can do in different order to try to, you know, find a different way to go about it? How do you do it? Are you a route finder? Are you a router yourself?
No.
Or are you just like, this is the way, I'm going to try it?
No, so that's what's fun about playing alternate categories like Buster Only, which is my bailiwick, is you know, the sky's the limit, and you can play around with stuff and find new things that people haven't found. But, you know, Rockman 2 is one of the most respected speed games. It's got a very long history. As Fasta misses that vertical zip, he gets ejected out of the ceiling by not being in quite the right horizontal position. So he has to climb ladders, like you were saying earlier. But yeah, I'm not trying to find a different route for this game. But like you said, you know, sometimes there's a route that will work for me, because it's all about having fun. And like, let's say that the world record route, which would be flash, heat, air, that's too hard because I hate fast air, you know, or it scares me off. I don't hate it, it just scares me off. Then yeah, there's this other nice route where you go flash, air, heat. So let's say you were bad at that. Well, you might be able to find something else that works for you, and that's fine. But I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel with this game that has had so many amazing runners on it, no doubt.
Oh yeah, so many years of history in this game. I'm gonna steal Bandit.com's joke. He said, "You're a modem, not a router." So anyway,
good joke.
Fasta, fantastic with the dragon takedown again, perfect there. It looks so trivial when he does it, but it's not trivial at all when I play.
But on individual screens, there's definitely, especially in a race setting, or like you said, if you're not, most of us aren't going for a world record. There's a certain amount of swag you can get by doing a screen a slightly different way. In my case, in this tournament, it's going on the left side for Clash Climb, and I've got that optimized in a way that nobody else does, because nobody else does left side because it's slower, but it gets you an E-tank and a 1-up.
Yeah.
So, that's my little swag for the tournament.
Risk reward, right?
Yeah. Alright, so let's see if Llama gets this vertical zip. Gets pushed into the ceiling and jumps, pushes up and skips this entire screen. Nice job. Now, last time he did not go for the second vertical zip, so we'll see if he does this time. You talk about risk reward. You can see what the risk is if you fall down here.
Go back to Splinky over there, whatever his name is. Springy guy down. Nice.
There we go. He gets the second vertical zip. And now let's see if he comes out of the screen super high. He does. Nice. I don't know how they do that. How they come out super high.
Let's see how Llama does with Dragon here. He can make it seem as trivial as yet. Faster doing Bedazzler strats. I'm gonna keep saying it until you also join in the train, by the way. I'm just waiting. So.
Yeah, I remember cheering Llama on in his zipless attempts, and he'd be on a run where he was a little bit behind, and he'd be like, okay, I gotta go down on the dragon, and in the chat he'd be like, oh no, it's so dangerous, so dangerous, and he's like, I'm going down. And he'd go down, and he'd die, or he'd not die, and he'd reset, or he'd keep going, and we'd be super hyped. Also, there's one thing I need to say in chat.
Go ahead. Chat and waits. Going down on the dragon. Faster moving on to Wily 3. The Calm Before the Storm stage. This is your last chance here to guess how many fish we're going to have here, because we're going to find out very shortly, my friends, how many fish we get to see in this race. Kyle Precise taking care of the follow the runners links. So appreciate it. Okay. Faster. First fish. Ooh, Misha, big fat. Misha is on pace to be correct here. My Infinite Zero has a chance to be correct as well. We have one fish, confirmed one fish on fastest screen.
Good luck, Misha. I'm definitely on Team Misha after that essay Misha wrote earlier saying I was right.
I'm still reading it, so I'll get back to it. One for fast, two for Llama here. We got a Darkwing adding to the fun here. We need two. If Llama has two fish, we have a perfect from a lot of people. So we'll see.
And Fasta taking some damage from that second shot, man. There might be a crack in the armor.
How many jumps? How many jumps?
Llama, why? Why Llama jumping up and doing the between the legs metal blade throw? I don't think I need to tell y'all it's super dangerous to throw a metal blade between your legs. And he does take damage from the wall boss trying to do that.
Not something you want to do with these toasters for sure.
Alright, but Llama's good. Llama's good.
So fast and moving on to Purple Hail here. Well, what makes Purple Hail so hard? Is it just the screen with the spikes and the mets in there? What makes this? Why is this the hardest stage in Wily?
Right. So you know that meme where it's like the 4 levels of your mind being blown, or your understanding, and it's the brain, and then it's the blown brain, and then it's like transcendent brain. Mm-hmm. Well, that's what Purple Hell is like. So people say, oh, it's hard, and you think, oh yeah, it is so hard. It had those spike rooms, and it's really easy to die there. Well, that's partially true, but only because there's one room where you can throw your item 1, and for no good reason, it despawns. And then there's another room where you can throw your item 2, and for no good reason, it despawns. And then I guess there's another room where you can kind of trigger a screen transition that's not supposed to happen and you die randomly. Okay, so that actually sounds super scary.
Yeah.
The other thing you think is, oh, the Clash Bomb fight was kind of hard. But realistically, if you can't make it through the Clash Bomb fight, you know, you're a noob. But to make it through the Clash Bomb fight with 2 Clash Bombs left, like you were saying earlier, which affects, like, saving a whole half a minute later in the game, and maybe not dying and game overing later in the game, that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, originally you think, oh yeah, it's kind of a scary room, oh, there's some fake floors, but from a speedrunning perspective, oh my gosh, it's the stage itself, but then even more than that, it's how it affects the Wily Machine fight based on how many Clash Bombs you have.
Cool. Yeah, and we're seeing fast in that right now. We did get a confirmed 3 fish, so we got a lot of correct people. Be sure to email Copper Size for your prize later in the day, for sure.
And just one thing I'll add before we're out of Wily 4, for Fasta is, so there's that zip on the last screen that takes you into this boss room. If you exit that zip wrong early, or you don't get the zip and you have to enter it the normal way, it costs you 10, 15 seconds and makes it so much harder to position that first Clash Bomb, because you have to throw an item 1 to climb up there, and then there's extra lag and your timing's off. And, ugh. Mm-hmm. It's aptly named.
Yeah, and it's easy to say when we see the high-level runners like Llama and Fasta here. They do it perfectly both times, but I've seen a lot of people that have to do that, and then they have to go to backup strats. All right, item one jump, and then it kind of things go off the rails quickly,
Yeah, or what happened to me the other day, I got there and I went to break out my item 1 and I didn't have any item 1. So, yeah. Also, some of those areas, you can get up there with you can't fit an item 1. So, like, if you get stuck in the top right, which no serious runner is going to do, but I did. If you get stuck in the top right, you can't place an item 1. It's too narrow. You have to have item 3 or nothing to get out of there. So it's fraught with peril for the new person, and a part of any Mega Man 2 racer's racing career is just typing quit in races when, Wily 4 goes to heck.
So let's see how Llama pulls it off here himself. So he gets the top, and he'll be placed. Should be fine here. Let's see. Yep, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic here, working through the refights.
Good. Going to be a double, and then the damage transfer. He hits that guy, and then runs into the next guy.
Magic happens, and then the thunder in the background of the screen.
Before any of you try this at home, you need to have enough health to take the damage from that last guy. If you run into him and you don't have enough health and you die, you die. So, duly warned. Also, Fasta making it look easy, but there are 2 things to consider with these 2 Clash Bomb placements. First of all, you have to throw it at the right height. If you throw it too high, it just goes into his bubble and does one unit of damage, whatever that is. You have to throw it so it sticks to him and does multiple damage. Second of all, you have to throw it so that he's at the right horizontal position on the screen and like moves multiple times through the bomb damage. So these guys make it look easy, but that's, if you're throwing a Clash Bomb there and you don't know what's happening because it's not doing all that damage, there's a little more nuance to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, chance for a sub 28 from Fast would be a really awesome time.
I mean, we saw 2 26s earlier today, so 27.
Yeah.
Still amazing.
It's still amazing. It's still hype. Come on.
2740.
Nice. Fasta
and with that, Fasta has taken group. What group is this? Group H. Group H. Fasta is the master of Group H.
Hello, we have a good question in chat. Kyle, you take this one. Why is Wily an alien? I know the lore here, but do you want to take it, or?
I don't know the lore.
Oh,
you can take it.
Well, really, he can
I'm
be
not
a whole
touching
lot
that one, just like I don't have to touch the alien.
It depends on how many fish you have. It can be a lot of different stuff. So we got 3 fish. We got aliens. I'm just kidding. It's a illusion that Wiley creates. He can master machines. He makes this illusion that looks like an alien. It's awesome. That's what you need to know. So Fantastic takes it. Llama is here most of his refights to see if he can interview with either of these guys, one or both of these guys. Sound here. Someone, yeah.
So llamapals give you a personal detail about him. On his old Twitch page, he mentioned he had been to like over 50 Fish concerts. He probably has to have his volume cranked a little bit louder than your average runner.
Yeah. Llama's the volume is pretty loud right now, but he'll be done soon. So fight through it, guys. So, I don't think we can even contact him now. He's in the last fight. So.
Dum.
Let's see. This stage is quiet, at least. This stage is very silent.
Sorry, chat. I know that messed
reprieve.
with some people's use cases right there. It's easy for me to laugh at it with my headphones, but
there we go. Let's cheer on Llama here. The last fight of our match today.
Soft lock. I mean, it's not a soft lock. It's just you would have to take that.
Wiley transforms to his final form.
So yeah, if anybody doesn't know, the alien does 20 damage if you touch its body. So don't do that. 3009.
Nice.
Wow. So, just to recap, fastatcc, as Zoda just said, is a god gamer, and he is like 7th in the world or 8th in the world in this category. Llamapal is a Mega Man 2 savant, plays all the categories, an incredible zipless runner, incredible buster only runner, kind of new to any percent, but very good, 24th in the world, I think. Their PBs less than a minute apart. They raced twice. Both of them did very well. Both of them had some setbacks. Both of them recovered. An honor to be here commentating this race.
Fasta showed us a pretty, almost, not flawless, but really, really close to perfect second game for sure. I can't remember any huge mistakes there. Can you? I don't think so.
He failed the second quick zip.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see if we can get an interview with these guys here in a second, just to see what they thought of their match today.
I'll believe. Oh, so we did an interview with Cypher today.
Okay.
So it is possible. We have the technology.
Shall see. I sent them a message here. We'll wait on that.
But yeah, and ALT Insider, very much enjoyed commentating with you.
Yeah, we should do this again, I think.
I was a little bit skeptical, the other night when I was just kind of half listening and I heard this, let's call it the Bedazzler, and I thought, oh, what is this guy on about? So I'm glad I didn't know you were that guy.
Yeah. Would have canceled, yeah.
When we started.
That's those things. So let's see here. Bedazzler are strong, guys. Next race, if I don't commentate, just spam that in chat. It'll happen. But yeah, cool. Let's see what happens. Fasta. Okay. Fasta says, we shall see. Might have to call this tonight. We'll see though.
So while ALT is working on that, I'll just let y'all know that even though Llama lost, he is still in this tournament, very much in this tournament, and the favorite to advance. He is going to play the winner of either Mad Mega X 381. You may know him better as Mega Man X 381. He recently changed his name. And Frippe in 87. Mega the favorite to win that, but who knows? So yeah, Llama will play the winner of that. And then both Fasta and that winner will go on to the final stage, which will have about 16 people in it. It's a single elimination bracket. And when we get to the very, 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 very end, the final match, it's best of 5, guys.
Wow, that'll be epic. Weatherbound asked a good question here. I'm gonna throw this one to you, Kyle Precise. Why is Wily an alien? I don't know the lore, so I'm asking you.
I thought you said you did know the lore.
I forgot it all. I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
There's two frogs and there's one bird. So it's actually a illusion that Wiley's putting on here. So that's what he's doing. He's controlling that little machine at the end. He's controlling.
Yeah.
That's it. So looks like we will not have an interview.
Okay.
Neither of these runners are hyped to talk to you, chat. So that's fine. They had a great race.
They're probably out of breath.
Yeah. So they went fast.
I'm running so hard.
I guess we will end it here, guys. So, Kyle Precise, any final words for our beautiful chat here that watched this awesome race with Fasta coming on top?
Follow the runners, and ALT. I hope we get to do this again sometimes. It was a pleasure.
For sure, guys. That's it for now. Of course, stay tuned to this tournament and other tournaments on Speed Gaming, and we will see you in the future. Take it easy.